Alright, before I begin, like, share, subscribe to the channel, and let's go. So, this season is starting to expose, you know what? I don't even know if I can say expose people, but you're starting to see some people go outside with their careers. We are really starting to see that right now. And we're starting to see that mainly with Kawhi Leonard. We all know the story that came out, taking money under the table and all this other stuff. But from what I've been hearing over the past few months, this fool is just as much as a diva as the balding king across the city. But we also all know that recently Chris Paul got released from the Clippers. Now, there ain't no rumors or reports. NBA Inside Chris Haynes already has actually come out and said the real reason why they got rid of Chris Paul, which kind of backs up what Lou Williams said earlier in the week. So one of the reasons why they got rid of Chris Paul the way they did, because he's holding people accountable. And we come to find out that was the reason why, holding people accountable. And the person behind it, Kawhi. So, there's footage out there. If you don't want to believe it, there's footage of Kawhi. There's footage of Kawhi out there not playing any damn defense. Right? Kawhi's been known for playing defense. He is a defensive player of the year, former defensive player of the year. So, why is he not playing any defense? Well, he's become lazy. He's become lazy and fat, metaphorically. Maybe lazy for real, but metaphorically fat. Supposedly, Kawhi Leonard is passive aggressive and got mad. And the reason why Chris Paul's off the team, because Chris Paul held Kawhi Leonard responsible and accountable for not playing any defense. I think one incident was reported. He's getting cooked by Klay Thompson, of all people. We all know Klay Thompson ain't the same person he once was. But he was getting cooked. Chris Paul suggested, switch your man to somebody you can actually hold. Kawhi didn't like that. Now, there was a video out there from a game when they played Cleveland. I don't know how long ago that this game was. It had to be at least a week and a half ago or something like that. When Chris Paul got on Kawhi again for playing lazy defense. I think it might have been Darius Garland. Was holding the ball from this video. But you can see Chris Paul pointing at Kawhi Leonard to actually step up and play defense. Kawhi, or Kawhi, some people call him, didn't like that. He don't like that. He don't like being held accountable, which a lot of these players don't like being held accountable these days. So, my whole understanding is like, what the hell are you in the league for if you don't want to be held accountable, you don't want to win? Now, there was rumors of saying Chris Paul did this behind people's backs. Now, I believe Chris Paul, there's a video of it, going up to Kawhi Leonard and holding him accountable for it. This just gives another flame to the fire when it comes to Kawhi Leonard and how he's been moving for most of his career since he left Toronto. I don't know about before Toronto. Even before Toronto has been skeptical now. I know Spurs fans feel, I can't even think of the word, not redeemed, but vindicated. Yeah. I know Spurs fans are slowly feeling vindicated every day about this guy. But this is just sad. There was also I saw it was on a video footage of just how the Clippers just ain't clippering. Well, they are clippering, but how they just not winning. They can't get rebounds defensively or offensively. Everybody just standing around, not showing any effort. And from what I saw, it looked like Chris Paul's the only one that's giving effort. The oldest person on the team is giving effort. Sad, sad, sad. And then there was even a line from Jeff Van Gundy, because Jeff Van Gundy is one of the assistant coaches for the Clippers. It was a thing that said that Jeff Van Gundy said that, I'm paraphrasing this, that what you pulling with Kawhi Leonard, holding him accountable, it could work for different teams and other teams. But it probably won't work with this team, because Kawhi has his foot on the throat of this team's neck. Mainly Steve Ballhead. The Clippers already been a SAG organization. They've been a loser franchise since they're, well, I can't say this since their inception, but maybe since they moved to California, they've been a loser franchise. Maybe since they moved to LA, they've been a loser franchise. I don't know about the same 8 years as much, but since they been in LA, they've been a loser franchise. A cornball franchise. And the way that they did probably their best player they ever had, the way they did him is just furthers what I said on Thursday when I made the video. That this is a sad losing franchise. The way they treat Chris Paul like that. See, Chris Paul is cut from the same cloth of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. I knew once that trade got rescinded back in 2011, I knew Kobe was pissed off as hell. Because that was somebody who probably equaled his aggression. His want to win the game, his competitiveness. And the NBA said, nope, you ain't gonna have it. Now I kind of wish they had him. Now I wish Now, you know, in hindsight, because I was back in the day, I was like, yeah, Lakers ain't getting Chris Paul. Because back in the day, I actually liked Chris Paul. One of my favorite players. And I did not want him going to the LA to help Kobe. But now in hindsight, they say it's 2020, I kind of wish that trade didn't get rescinded. Because certain things would have happened if that trade would have happened. Certain things wouldn't have happened. So there it is. Oh my goodness gracious. This league is sad. This league is sad. These superstars are going out sad. And this furthers my point that none of these guys playing today are top 10 all-time players. No one today will never be a top 10 player. Ever. Because of all this shenanigans and all this divaness. Joining teams, super teams, and all kinds of crying and whining and doing all kinds of dumb stuff. They never will be in a top 10. Forever. No one. Not one player ever playing today is ever going to be in that list of top 10 players of all time. They're disappointed. They're a bunch of whiny crybabies. What else more can I say? When they don't get their way, they pout, sit on the bench, fake injuries, demand trades in the middle of the season, while taking up all the money. Why should I put you in the top 10 at all time? It's ridiculous. So, yeah, this whole thing with Chris Paul, it's sad. The way this is going, I can't say it's really sad for him because pretty much now that this whole thing has come out about him, I think everybody is pretty much on Chris Paul's side when it comes to this. If you have a workable functioning brain, if you have a brain that actually works, that's a reasonable, understands knowledge and get what's going on when it comes to the NBA, not one of these kids that sit here and act like these players got something to say or what they doing is right. Because there's a lot of that going on. So, Oh my goodness. Sad, sad, sad with all these players. Sad, sad, sad. Sad, 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 sad. And I heard other YouTubers like 2 Raw saying that Kawhi Leonard don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. You know what? I had to agree with him. I have to agree with him. A lot of these dudes don't belong in the Hall of Fame, but they'll get there though. Because some of these dumbass voters will vote them in there to get in there. But in my opinion, no. Some of these guys do not deserve Hall of Fame status with all the shenanigans they pulling. So hopefully Chris Paul gets signed to another team for the rest of the season before he retires. Hopefully a contender. That just gave me an idea. Shoot. Go back to OKC. Get a ring that way, I guess. I guess that would be cheap, but this man's put, how many years has Chris Paul been in the league? Almost 20, yeah, exactly 20 years now. Chris Paul been in the league since, my early stages of high school. I think he's put enough time and effort in struggling with these today's NBA. He deserves a ring. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think OKC's going to happen, but at least with a contender of some sorts. But anyway, Kawhi's a loser. The Clippers franchise is a loser. I do realize that people say, Kawhi Leonard's resume look better than Chris Paul. Kawhi Leonard is top 75. So is Chris Paul. You numb nuts. But he never won a ring. You know what? I'll take Chris Paul's resume over Kawhi's because Kawhi's is now tainted. So anyways, I'm not expecting the Gen Z fans to get anything I'm saying because everything I'm saying right now is foreign to them. It's like I'm speaking a different language. But anyways, the league, some of these superstars are going out sad.